Yes, we're at Ayo rock formations where we're going to do a walk through the rock formations of Ayo. We have 3 pictograph sites here. It's a very interesting site because besides having 3 pictograph sites, we also have one which has overlays, white and red pictographs.
Nice.
Yes, geometric
Okay.
shapes. Yes.
Let's check it out.
Yep.
And who are you?
Oh, I'm Harold.
Yeah, Harold?
From Aruba. Yes, Harold Kelly. I'm an archaeologist at the
Yeah.
National Archaeological Museum of Aruba.
Yeah, this is Emma.
Hello.
We are here on
Hello.
tour with Gene.
On the tour.
Yeah.
It's a pretty amazing landscape, really.
Yeah, man. And the thing is that it was covered with soil, sand, and through time the sand eroded and the rocks were exposed.
Oh, right.
That's the most amazing thing about this formation. Some people think that those are footprints.
They're footprints
Some guys ask me like, hey, it looks like footprints. I'm like, yeah, but
from the giants.
yeah, but
Oh yeah, I kind of get it.
then they would be like sitting, lying on their back and like pushing against the rock.
Or if the rock toppled over.
Oh, they pushed it up.
Just lift it up.
Exercise all day.
Yeah. Woo. Smoke as long as you're doing this.
Yes. Take care of the home. You happy to go in the water thing? Food in the moment? See the sill here? You see the trailer? All soil eroded away.
Ah, right.
Yeah. See, so this is what I mean.
Wow.
There's no pictographs in this whole area.
Yeah, only in that other section, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it had more to do than, because it's a landscape feature mark, if you think about it being a sacred place, yeah, you wouldn't just go through it like that.
And these are not, this is this graffiti or some other?
Stone light, yeah. Oh, sorry, batholith. This is the batholith.
Okay.
Batholith, it's called, this type of landscape.
But this stuff?
Oh no, sorry. Oh, I didn't see that. No, that's
Fake.
yeah. You find people that see the road there too.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, you find people that I don't know why they do it. I'm always amazed why they want to put stuff that is not like add stuff to.
Yep.
Like why? You see that it's fake.
Yeah, some people are dickheads. Yes.
Always, man.
Yeah, it's very alien.
Yeah.
Landscape, hey?
Yeah, man. It's very specific characteristics, and you see again. So this whole area has this type of landscape. That's why it's called the batholith landscape. This whole area of the island, and you find these rocks with sand, like.
Okay, so this isn't the only feature.
No, but this one is the biggest one. But again, as I told you guys yesterday, you have the part of when you go into, let's say, the Amerindian perspectivism. These places are alive, they have energy, they have beings living here and stuff, and if like, let's say, mountains and hills are generally very important features in landscape.
Sure.
And they have flowers and stuff like that. And this landscape was there, and it also has water over there.
Oh, so there was water.
Yeah, by the entrance there was a water well also. So,
Okay, so that's to an underground aquifer.
Yeah. So that's a cactus. It looks like a
Oh yeah, wow, it does look like a tree. I didn't even notice it at first,
yeah, you
hey?
see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's endemic to the island.
Yeah, man.
So can you tell me a little bit about
Yeah.
these pictographs?
So Aruba has 33 sites with pictographs, and this is one of them. It's the main, you could say, pictograph site at Ayo. It has this whole panel is painted, and to the left there you see white geometric pictographs And if you look more closely, you'll see they're on red geometric pictographs. This site is one of the few sites where you have this type of large scenes that were overlapping, and it's a very interesting aspect of this, because depending on the time frame between those two, it can depend several things. You know?
Yeah.
To the left there we have that eye-looking geometric pictographs. We dated that, radiocarbon dated it, and it gave around 1,000-year-old.
Okay.
So but that's one out of the whole, you know. But it just gives a reference to.
So that it could be potentially older.
Yeah,
the underlayers.
Well, yeah, that's for sure. The underlayers one are potentially older. We just don't know how much.
Yeah, it's difficult to see here.
Yeah.
So it looks like for some of it the red is underneath, but then it's also on top for.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
maybe that's just faded away, or is this
No.
two different?
It's two different overlaps. So here you have, because there you have only white on red, but here you have what you said. You have white, then you have red, and then sometimes you have white or vice versa. So it's a continuation of overlaps. And within the geometric forms, you have two anthropomorph. One is standing up, right, and the other one is going down. So
Yeah,
it
right.
also shows the motion, because you know these people, they came here to do specific, you could say, ceremonies and activities to be able to obtain information from, let's say, the underworld. And that was not a static experience, you know. So when the transformation to go on the underworld to get information, that was, it's a dynamic experience. So that's what also is depicted here. But this center side here, where it's, you can only see a couple of smudges now. Somebody wrote their name on it, so it had to be removed. But the interesting here of this side is that you have only on this panel you have pictographs, while on the ceiling there's none.
Yeah.
And there's some other places where you find them on the ceiling also. So yeah.
And you think they were done during the day?
Yeah,
Because there's no evidence of fire use, or
yeah, that's the other thing. Yes, I forgot to say that, because usually people think that pictographs were done at night, and there's also some people that think of some pictographs, for example, on another site called Fontaine, where they said like, oh, there's had to do with constellations and stuff like that, you know.
Right.
But if you look at the ceilings here, and from what I saw also in Guadalquivir and also Fontaine, the pictographs are always, they occur within the densest, let's say, within areas that are lit by natural light.
Right.
So for example here, it's not as deep as a cave, but when you go to Fontaine Cave, the pictographs end where the darkness starts, so
That's
where the
very
cave goes
interesting.
deeper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Guadalquivir also has a small cave, and the ceiling is not filled with soot. For example, like in Cuba, you see that I've read about that, and it's like the ceilings are all with soot. Here also you see the ceiling is clean, so that also indicates that it was done during the day. And if you think about it, you know, they were doing a transformation to go into the underworld, so they needed something to come back. You know? These were very sacred, but also very dangerous activities that specific people did. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man. You have to be trained. You know, for example, the references that we have from Amazon and also from Sierra Nevada, that people that become, let's say, the curandero, or what they refer to as shamans, they separate the people that they choose, or the kids that they choose, mostly boys, and they have to go through a long period of, you could say, training and costuming to understand what it's going to be, you know, how it's going to be like to do it. And that kind of prepares them to be a person that has that type of position within the community.
Yeah.
So it's very specific, and it's very separated from the daily community and activities and stuff like that.
Yeah. So here we are, about to explore a cave site, do a bit of sampling, see what we find. So where are we?
Yeah, we're at Kanashito, and this is a very interesting site because it has pictographs, it has burials, or there's where they got burials in the past. In the 50s they got 5 burials, and in the 70s they got 12 from a cave called Gap Cave. And today we're gonna do the sieving of the soil there, see if we can find zoological material.
So yeah, a bit of hard work, eh?
Yeah. Going on an adventure. Gotta be a steep incline, so. Oh, good, this thing got fully closed up. Nice. Watch for the cactus.
cactus everywhere.
Yeah, man. I forgot
You're a devil. Yeah, I forgot to wear pants. It's a bit of an issue.
Here's okay because it's an okay route.
And this is aloe, is it? Growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the island used to be known for growing aloe agriculturally.
Yeah.
Right? Best aloe in the world, apparently.
Yeah. That's for sure.
That wasn't so easy. Bit of a labyrinth of cactus spines. Got myself a little bit there. Yeah, not an easy climb, but apparently we're through the worst of it, so we're almost at the site.
Rib bone there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Human
there was a
remains.
burial here, so we can do here.
Yep.
There was one here also.
Okay, so they've really used these alcoves.
Yeah, man. And the amazing thing is that we have pictographs also somewhere around here. I don't know where it is now. I saw them the other day.
So this is the cave of Kanashito.
Yeah, so this is what they call Gap Cave in the 70s, and here's where they supposedly got out 12 burials.
12.
Yeah, so this is a very, very unique feature of the whole island because to start off with,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I see some bats.
yeah, and it
Right.
has an exit also. So
Yeah, okay. So there's
so, yeah,
two open ways.
yeah. The air is a bit shit here, but yeah. So here's where they got the burials out.
Yep.
You see that?
Yeah,
See
okay.
all those rocks.
It's the previous excavations from the 70s.
Yeah, by Hunter College. It's possible. I mean, it's possible it could be something could be down there, or if that's all the rocks that they moved to the side here. And there were some burials here also, if I'm not mistaken, around here.
Okay.
Here also, you see.
So there were a couple outside in the entrance and then...
Yeah, there were a couple of here, and they were mostly along the edge of the cave, you know.
Right.
So, yeah, so this is a very interesting cave because it has an exit, you know. And that's, you don't find that much here. Or this is the only
Okay.
feature, natural feature, especially that Kanashito is a limestone cap in the center of the island. All the limestone caves are on the northeastern coast, so this is a really, and this I think could have served as shelter in the case that it was necessary, you know. So yeah, man. So I think we can start sampling from outside and then come in here.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, so see here you still see bone remains, you know, see that? All these fragments and stuff.
Yeah.
So they had it, it was like along this edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a very interesting place. Very nice cave. Let me see what the pictographs are. Yeah, I saw the pictographs when I came here last. And
Somewhere
this
around
is-
2.
Yeah, there was a couple of lines only, but this is the only place where we have burials, pictographs, food remains, also from different periods.
Some graffiti, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know, it is always.
Yeah.
And so this is a very unique feature of the island. I can't find them now. Oh, here you go.
And here you go. There's a giant piece of ceramic right here.
Yeah, yeah,
There you go.
yeah. So here the pictograph remains. You know? See
Oh wow.
Yeah, so this is the
That's
only
nice.
place we have pictographs, burials, you know, usage,
Yep.
reusage from the archaic to ceramic. So Gene, how's it going with the first couple of shovels?
Good. We're finding some stuff, mostly small mammals, little microfauna.
Awesome.
which is really important for if you're trying to reconstruct the climate.
That's awesome.
If we can identify species, this is a really good indicator of what their paleo environment was. And also, if we can do isotope analysis, this will give a direct indication of how much rainfall there was in the region, and from that we can sort of reconstruct how Indigenous people were sort of living, or what kind of environment they were living in. At the moment, we're finding a lot of shell. You can see these have come from the sea, so they've come up here and obviously using this site. I'm not sure if they were living here, but maybe for at least shelter. They're definitely eating here.
Yeah.
As you can see now, it's raining. It's a really good spot. We're out of the rain. So we have found some interesting stuff. We have found some interesting stuff.
Yeah, man.
So here we are on the third day of excavation. We're going up again to Gap Cave in Kanashito to continue doing some sampling. Going up a different route, we found an easier path, I guess, which is still a forest of cactus. Yeah, it's a bit daunting. But, and today it's raining, unusual for Aruba. So it's usually one of the most arid islands in the Caribbean. But today it's been raining a lot. As you can see, it's quite green, which I think is highly unusual. It's starting to rain heavy. Or going to. Stylish.
Yeah, man, getting my point on.
It's the height of fashion.
So this is the Kanashito pictograph site. We have red pictographs here only. We have geometric, anthropomorphic shapes here. So you take,
So we got sort of.
yeah, it takes a little while for you to get used to it.
Yep.
As soon as you get used to it, you start seeing them. So we have them here. Here we have two anthropomorphs. Up there we have clear anthropomorphs that are together. They're males because they have their genitals showing. And it also shows that, well, the idea is also that males were the ones that did this.
Yeah.
For example, in Guajira, the females do this.
Is this some kind of initiation?
No, I think this was a pictograph site where they did their ceremonies, a bit similar to Ayo. As I told you just then, if you from Ayo, you can see this site. And yeah, so we have here geometrics, and it goes inwards here, so it takes a little while to look at them. Here there's one there. There's here more, kind of here there was.
And do you have the use of this white paint as well here? Is it
No,
really,
it's
all
only
red?
Yeah,
okay.
It's no white here. And then it comes up to here. Let me put on my light a bit. And remember I was telling you about the light and the use of pictographs. So you have them here. So I put out the light. So the pictographs reach up to here. From here in the back,
There's nothing, right?
No, there's nothing. So that's, as I was telling last time, see? It's kind of the same type of rock, same type of surface, but they just paint it up to there.
Okay.
And the more you stay in here, the more you get accustomed to the light, and and also again here the ceiling, there isn't any indications of soot, so it's also not being used through the night, As I said, this is like.
And were people living in this cave, or do you think this is only for pictographs?
This was just for pictographs.
Yeah.
So these were sacred places that will come. So here's an interesting part. There is this little chamber here, and there's some pictographs up on top of there. Yeah, see? But then behind there is none. So So it was really specific where they would paint. And so this is the same setting like in the other sites that we see, that pictographs they reach where the light is, and behind that. So there's like an area where there's no pictographs anymore. in cave settings, in shallow and deep caves also, you know.
Yeah, this is really interesting with these two people.
Yeah. So we have twice the depiction. This one is more elaborate, but here we have the same thing. Let me use my light. So this is a really interesting one because you have, again, as I said, like these things are dynamic. You know, they're not static because they're movements and you know they experience these things like we are experiencing stuff. Everything is moving. There's sound. And so here we see the same two anthropomorphs, also with the genitals. It's the same, but this one is more elaborate. But that's the other thing that I consider, that the elaborateness of a pictograph is not necessarily related to its importance or to the information that it provided.
Right.
You know, so do you have people that are more well versed within their articulation and their, you could say, their expression, the use of their, let's say, painting qualities. But there's maybe other people that are less expressive, but for example, in a couple of lines or in a what might look like a simple shape, provided a lot of information, you know. So, for example, you see this little one here. This is not necessarily less important or less informative or than these ones, you know. So some people say that this is a bad face. I mean, you can make anything out of it.
Yeah, it's maybe a bit too.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, so that's
what would your thought be on when these date to? If you were just to hazard a guess.
Well, see, that's the thing, you know, because the one at Ayo is dated around 1000, and this one we don't have any. I don't know, man. The thing is that we have the archaic sites a couple of hundred meters towards the east along this limestone cap, and those were dated around 200 BC. So, yeah, I mean, it's difficult to say, you know, it's difficult to say, but if you see, remember the pictograph that we saw up there by the burial site? It's different color also. It's like more brownish. This is more orange reddish. But yeah, man, I'm going to try to at least date one of these, you know. But it might be a bit difficult because there's not a lot of thickness of paint. It's more smudged in. Yeah, because that's the other thing, you know. We don't know who started it, the pictographs, or
how long it was going on for.
Yeah, exactly.
Multiple generations.
Yeah, exactly. Because the other thing is that if you look at Venezuela, like the coastline, they only have petroglyphs there. There's like only in the south there is pictographs. So there isn't a clear, like, you know, continuation from let's say the mainland to Aruba. And we find them in Bonaire, Curacao, also pictographs, red and white. But Aruba is the only place we get polychrome red and white.
Okay.
That's at Arica, yeah, and we also have pictographs in Cuba. But apart from that, you know, like if we would have found pictographs on the coast of Venezuela, you'd be able to more easily say, okay, you know, they might be related to the Cactillo or the ceramic period that came here. But the dating that we got, the two samples that we dated, they fall within the period that both were here. But if we look at the burial cave up there, that might be more related to the first group, so the archaic people. So I'm not sure, man. But either way, another interesting thing about this place is that, so the name is called Kanashito, and they recorded a couple of Cactillo words, and Kana relates to the devil.
Oh. Okay.
And the interesting thing is that while we are talking here, if we like. Maybe not, but not now because we're talking a bit like our voices are a bit low. But if we are maybe screaming or laughing, you could hear it down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So people were maybe hearing voices and then
they thought it was the devil.
Wow.
You know, because I mean, if it's quiet, you could hear. Because once I brought a couple of friends here and I went down, and while I was down there, I could hear the voices.
Yeah.
And that made me think like, oh, okay, you know, because the idea of that Kanashito is. There is a devil that live here, so you have to be careful of this area because it's a dangerous area.
Right.
It goes back to what I was saying the other day at Ayo, that these places were very sacred but also dangerous places. You know, they're portals to the underground where you find all entities. You know, so what we find here is we find depictions of information but also experiences, and I'm going to see how that might translate to, for example, adaptation to climatic events and stuff like that. it's gonna be a bit difficult, but I'm gonna consider it also, you know, because it's also a source of valuable information that they needed. You know? So, yeah.